All right. Good morning. How are you guys? Here's one of the things I want kids to realize and parents to realize. Teach the fundamentals, work with your sons, and be a part of their lives and communicate and enjoy them. They grow up so fast and then they go on their ways. Now, we have to realize that they're going to fail more times than not, but we want to give them a good basic fundamental, a good foundation of hitting. That's all I teach is hitting. But you have to realize that to get into a Hall of Fame, and say not all of us, not only hardly few of us, very few of us will go on and play. What I want to teach you is to be better, to work, to show you some exercises, some fundamentals, to make the game easier and for you to have fun. And what I want parents to realize is that we put too much pressure on them to get a hit every time up. We put pressure on them if they strike out. Then we get them into a hitting position that's not where they need to be, and we're more concerned about them making contact. The thing about it is you look at the Hall of Fame baseball players that bat 10,000 times. Again, smile, 10,000 times. They make 7,000 outs. Do you want to hear me? 7,000 outs. They get 3,000 hits, maybe 500 home runs, and the rest are base hits, doubles, triples, or whatever. They strike out of that 7,000 times, anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 times they strike out. Say if they strike out 3,000 times, that's 6 years at 500 at-bats that they didn't hit the ball. And here we're putting pressure on our kids every day to hit the ball. Put it in play, just put it in play. That's not what we want. We want them to drive the ball, hit the ball with authority, and hit doubles, triples, and home runs. And not worry about striking out. We strike out on good pitches. So we make a lot of outs, and what's happening is a lot of our kids are turning to soccer and lacrosse because there's so much pressure in baseball that we put on them to be perfect. If they go 0 for 4 and strike out 4 times, oh my God, boy, we got a problem, don't we? But that's okay. I've done that myself as a professional, struck out 4 times. I've struck out a lot. I mean, in my little career, I struck out 1,000 times. But what we want to do is start teaching the basic fundamentals of hitting. All right, the basic fundamentals of hitting. Now, the first thing I noticed with you kids was that the holding of the bat. Holding of the bat. You guys get this bat in your hands and you just squeeze it to death. I see the whites of your knuckles. And what I want you to all do right now is I have your bat, don't I? All right, so what I want you to understand, this is the way I hold the bat. I put the bat in my fingers, and this is my trigger. It's like, how many of you hunt? Anybody has a gun or shoots a gun, rifle, or whatever, it's with your trigger. It's the same thing right here with the trigger. This is the bat in your fingers. So we have a bat in our fingers. So when I talked to Ted Williams, and he said, let me see how you swing, and I swung the bat, and he says, this is how I swing, and this is how I hold the bat. And when he held the bat in his fingers, take this bat out of my hands. Take it out of my hands, straight up. And I said to him, I said, you hold the bat that loose? And he says, yeah, that's why I hit 400 and you hit 200. It takes a whole year to learn how to do certain things to break bad habits. That's why I like to work with 5- and 7-year-olds to get them in a position to hit and teach them throughout, and teach the fathers and mothers how and what I teach. Put the bat in your fingers, boys. Right here's the fingers, right here. Put it in your fingers. Trigger right here. Put the other bat in your fingers here. And you pick it up and you hold the bat very loose in your hands. The bat is relaxed into my hands. The upper body. And when I go to swing, my hands will tighten up when I get to the ball. So when I get to the ball, we'll tighten up. The other thing is I don't separate my hands. And I don't keep my thumbs up in the air. Now, they are teaching some of the organizations, the White Sox and other organizations will teach to keep that thumb up to get the palm up. But I don't teach that. So what am I teaching? I want the bat in your fingers, and the thumbs around, and I'm holding the bat relaxed in my hands. Relaxed in my hands. The first thing I want to do is I have to see the ball. Now, I teach kids to see the ball. Tell me what I'm throwing. This is a fastball, and this is a curveball, right? How many of you were here last year? All right, do you practice that at all? Again, what we were talking about when you came in here, I gave you exercises to do last year. A lot of you are not doing those exercises and thinking you can just play the game and you're not getting better. Dads were here last year, learned my fundamentals, my techniques, and you have to do them. You have to push it to make them better. So this is the fastball and this is the curveball. If I come out here, this is, you see more of the ball, that's the fastball. This is what a lot of hitting instructors do not teach. I teach you have to see the ball. Boom, what is it? Fastball. If I come in here, what is it? Curveball. Now if I speed it up and I come here, what did I just throw? Fastball. So where's the ball coming from? Right here. What happens to me and you as a hitter, we'll start looking at the pitcher's face and his whole windup, and we're watching his face, and as he comes into his, hold this, as he comes into his windup, and he comes here, we're looking at his face, and the ball is going to come from right here. Somehow or another, our focus has to be here, where the ball comes from. So how do you do that? You have to practice it. Get a kid who tries to say, okay, try to trick me. All right, I'm going to try to trick you. You ready? Tell me what I'm throwing. What are you looking at? What were you looking at before? You were looking at my face, weren't you? So that's something we do as a hitter. We get accustomed to looking at the pitcher's face. If I come out here, fastball. If I come out here, curveball. So I get my grandson, who I'm working with, kids that I work with, I'll put them at home plate. I'll get on the pitcher's mound and say, okay, what am I throwing? And as I come into my windup, I come here, fastball. When I come in, wind up, come in here, great, curveball. If I come down here, see that? That's where your eyes have to be. You're going to have to see the ball to hit the ball, all right? All right, I need a home plate. Would somebody run in there and get a home plate and bring me that bucket of balls? That's what I want to build, relationships with fathers, and I want to build a relationship with their sons. Go out there and do these things with them. Me and him, we work out Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and Saturday we're out on the field. The thing about it is, the game is not important. It's what you do before the game to make you a better player, and the game is easy. But if you're only playing the game, then you're not learning. I'd rather see you not play travel ball at all. I'd rather see you play in the park and take your kid out there and practice with him, hitting him 100 ground balls, 100 fly balls, running the bases, long tossing, flat ground, swinging the bat, hitting the ball. More practice than playing games. What we do is we try to play a game, and they play on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you don't practice that much, but when you do practice, you take 10 swings. He probably takes 150 to 300 swings. Matter of fact, the doctor told me I had to lay off because his shoulder was hurting him, so he's down to 100 swings. But we were swinging about 1,000 times or more per week. And if that's what you want to be, a good hitter, that's what you need to do. 100 ground balls, long toss, soft toss, flat ground, running. You know, we got to run 60, you got to run a 60-yard dash under 7.0. Kids go out there and they run the 60 and they run it at 7.5, 7.8. And even slower. Why? Because they never do the 60s. They never run a 60, be timed by 60. If you want to run faster, you got to run. Anything you want to do, be better at, you have to do. So, as a hitter, somebody get me home plate? Right behind me? All right. Okay, here's home plate. Now, what Ted Williams would teach me, and I love Ted Williams. I wish I had Ted Williams working with me when I was 26 and 27 years old. 26 and 27 years old, I had Ted Williams. I started playing professional ball when I was 17. I wish I had Ted Williams working with me when I was 17 years old going into professional ball. All right, here's the thing about being a good hitter. And I'm just going to talk about seeing the ball. We talked about seeing the ball, didn't we? Talk about seeing the ball. Now, the pitch I want you to hit is from right here to right here. That's what I want you to hit. Do you understand? That's what I want to teach him to hit. That's what I want you to, that's a good pitch, right? Then, what happens is, if you got 2 strikes on you, you're going to widen the plate a little bit to about right here to right here. See that? Those are strikes. What happens is We want to be able to see the ball and hit the ball. And what happens is you're hitting and then seeing the ball and swinging at it. You're almost made up your mind that you're swinging. So what happens to kids is that even professional baseball players, that's why we don't have a lot of 300 professional baseball hitters that are hitting 300. Because they're not patient, not aggressive on what? Good pitches. Ted Williams, I watched Carl Yastrzemski, Ted Williams, Pete Rose, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, all the great hitters. That Gonzalez for the Boston Red Sox today, he is a tremendous hitter. Why? Because he doesn't swing at bad pitches. We don't swing at pitches out here or pitches out here. Or even better than that, some of you swing at pitches here and pitches here. So, how would you like to be a pitcher? And you're swinging at pitches like this. We had guys in the big leagues we played against or whatever, and the scouting report would be, don't throw them a strike. Don't throw them a strike, and they'll get themselves out. So, what have I just done? I've told you to get what? See the ball and do what? Get a good pitch. Now, the hitters count. What's the hitters count? 2-0, 2-1, and 3-1. And what does Ted Williams say? Get a good pitch and hit it hard and hit it out of the park. Hit a home run. Hit a double. Hit a triple. Just don't put the ball in play on what counts. 2-0, 2-1, and 3-1, or first pitch fastball. Do you understand that? All right? So, what is that good pitch? Here's the home run pitch. Right here's the home run pitch. You see that? If I'm hitting 2-0, 2-1, and 3-1, that is the pitch I'm looking for. Where? Right down the middle. If it's out here, I'll take it. If it's in here, I'll take it. If the umpire calls it a strike, that's okay. I still got another strike left. Do you understand me? So if I'm looking to hit 2-0, 2-1, and 3-1, I'm looking for the ball to be right down the middle, for me to hit it out of the park, hit a double, hit a triple. I'm going to drive the ball. I'm going to hit the ball with authority. I'm not just putting the ball in play. Now, if I'm a right-handed hitter and I have 2 strikes on me, I'm going to look out here, right there, and I'm going to be quicker inside. I'm a right-handed hitter with 2 strikes on me. I'm going to look outside, be quicker inside. Look outside, be quicker inside, which keep my front shoulder in, keep my hands in, and get to the ball. If I'm a left-handed hitter with 2 strikes on me, again, I'm looking outside. So what did I just teach you? If I want to be a great hitter, that all the great hitters I've ever watched, very few of them will swing at bad pitches. Do you understand that? Very few will swing at bad pitches, so I'm looking for the ball right there. Now, once I get into my batting stance, right? The first thing I want to do when I get into my batting stance, I notice a lot of you guys, you don't look at your feet. You have to look at your feet. Now, what I do is, in my batting cages, I have a piece of tape that's there, and I have tape, so when kids come up to the age of 5, 7, or whatever, and they're younger, I want you to look at your feet. I want you to look at your feet. I don't want your feet this way. I don't want your feet one time this way. I want your feet to be the same place every time you go to hit. I want you to look at your feet. I want them to be the same place. I want the same base, and I want you to be in the same stance every time you come up. So the basic thing is to look at your feet, not that they're open. I want you to look at your feet. I taught you at the early part of this is to put the bat in your fingers, right? Put the bat in your fingers. Put the bat in your fingers. Trigger point, holding on to the bat, very loose in your hands until you get to the ball. This front arm is going to be in. This front arm is going to be in. The head's going to be over the shoulder, okay? So the bat's in my fingers. I'm going to go over to the left side. I want all you guys to get on this side because I'm a left-handed hitter and it's easier for me to teach you. All right, here we go, dads. All right, what did I teach you? Put the bat in your fingers. Look at your feet. Get close enough to the plate that you can handle the outside and inside pitch, right? Listen to me. Pay attention. Cost your daddy a lot of money for me to be here. All right? Bat in my fingers, right there, relaxed. All right, this front arm is in. When I go to the park, all I hear is you guys saying, put your elbows up, put your elbows up. So I get kids that come up here and hit like this with their elbows up. I said, I know how you learn. Hey, put your elbows up. No, your elbows don't go up. This front arm is in. And the head's over the shoulder. You see where the head is? That is the key. The head over the shoulder. That is the key. Head over the shoulder. This elbow can be up or down. Head over the shoulder. See the ball. As I anticipate every ball to be a strike, I anticipate every ball to be a perfect pitch. I see the ball and hit the ball. Watch what I do. Head's over the shoulder, front arm's in. And as he gets ready to pitch, I step here, my hands are right here, my head's there. My weight's back. I'm on the front toe, on the inside of my foot. My weight is back. Head's over the shoulder. My hands are outside my body. My hands don't go behind my head. My hands are outside the body. This front shoulder comes up a little bit. This elbow here comes in. My hands come close to the body, bringing this bottom hand to the inside of the ball.